Hello friend, welcome back to HawkStack channel. In today's video, we will learn how to set kernel parameter in RHEL using sysctl and make them permanent. So I can write as a statement how to set kernel parameter in RHEL using the sysctl and make them permanent. So kernel parameter control the behavior of Linux kernel like memory, networking, and security. So as a statement, we can mention this also. Kernel parameter control the behavior. Kernel parameter is control the behavior of Linux kernel like memory, then networking and security. So overall thing is that kernel parameter is help us to control the behavior of Linux kernel just like memory, networking and security. We can view and change them at runtime. We can view and change them at runtime, but for permanent change, we must configure sysctl. Okay, so we are going to start it. First task will be viewing current kernel parameter. We are going to see viewing current kernel parameter. We are going to viewing current kernel parameter. So to see kernel parameter, use the sysctl-a command. What we are going to use? sysctl-a command. So without comment, if you mention this, you will get the output like this. What is the output? This will show all available kernel parameter. Kernel parameter. So we have seen this is all about the kernel parameter in our system. Multiple information in a long list format is given there. So for example, let's check IP forwarding state. If you have to check IP forwarding state, the command will be command for, let's check for the IP forwarding status. For checking IP forwarding status, the command will be sysctl net.ipv4.ip underscore forward. This will be the command. So you will get a output. Output is net.ipv4.ip underscore forward is 0. What does mean? It's mean IP forwarding is disabled. It means IP forwarding is disabled. Simple. So how to change temporarily in kernel parameter? Temporarily changing the kernel parameter. So for changing it parameter temporarily means till reboot. What is the mean? Means to change the parameter temporarily. So temporary means till reboot. So if you have to change it, what you have to do? There will be command. What is the command? sysctl-w net.ipv4.ip underscore forward. This will be command equal to 1. This command is going to use sysctl-w net.ipv4.ip underscore forward 1. So it will be going to set. If you want to check again, how to check? How to check again? For checking, the command will be sysctl net.ipv4.ip underscore forward. So this is the command that you can use in order to check and verify. So what you will see that it is enabled. But remember, this change will be lost after reboot. But remember, this change will be lost after reboot. So how to make change permanent? How to make change permanent? To make the change permanent, we add it in sysctl configuration file. To make the change permanent, we add it in the sysctl configuration file. So for this, there will be command vim for going to the file etc sysctl.conf file. You have to visit to this file and you have to add a line. What's the line you have to add? net.ipv4.ip then forward is equal to 1. You have to add this. If you have add this, 7 exit. 7 exit. Then what is the next task? Now reload the settings without rebooting. If you have to reload your setting without rebooting, so command will be sysctl-p. This apply the change permanently. So we can say now the changes for permanently. Okay. What is the best practice? You can use your different configuration file for the best practice. For best practice, use the location etc sysctl.d directory. We have seen etc/sysctl.conf and it will be /etc/sysctl.d in this location. So instead of using /etc/sysctl.conf, we recommend the way to create a custom file. So in which location you have to create custom file? /etc/sysctl.d location. In that location, you have to create your custom file. So for example, you can give the name like that: vim etc sysctl.d, then 99/custom.conf, mention like that. So now you can add your parameter. How to add your parameter? Simple. The same things, net.ipv4.ip underscore forward 1. Then vm dot swappiness temp will be there. Then after adding, you can go for reload. Then reload. For reload, what you have to do? You have to run the command sysctl -i system. This will apply all configuration to the file of /etc/sysctl.d. Now you have to verify. Now verify. For verify, what you have to do, we have to check that the configuration has been set for permanent or not. So system or sysctl net.ipv4.ip underscore forward, like that. So after reboot also it will be remain active. So friend, today we have learned how to set kernel parameter using sysctl, both temporary and persistent, or you can say permanent, and why we are using /etc/sysctl.d, because it is the best practice if you use this. So this will be useful for the networking and security hardening and system optimization. So that's all for today, guys. We will meet again in next video. Thank you.